God poured himself a glass of Chardonnay and told me to write a poem about how love is a war. I really did try. Here is my melancholy. This is not a love story. It's a grenade with its pin pulled and you would gladly dive in. I thought I loved a lot of different people, yet here you are, bearing down on me and I forgot my umbrella. I wouldn't want it anyway. I've been waiting to drown. You were my insecurity, the kind that made me look in the mirror and look at the tiniest spots and compare them to the dead stars in the universe. You were my living insecurity, the one that made me cut my hair short enough to hide the Saturn rings around my neck. This is not a love story. I lie in the empty spaces left behind by the overwhelmingly loud vibrations of the evil we've become, and nothing is sacred anymore. You were the voice in my head, the one which kept screaming inside of me to stay silent, the one that made me believe I'll only be lovable if my teeth became whiter and my curves became sharper, only if I looked a certain way. You punched my rosy cheeks and whispered in my ear that it was all my fault, that I wasn't worthy of affection. You held my hand and pulled me down a road of self-loathing. This is not a love story. I am finding a fine line between the air inside of me and the space that holds the peace that you need, because I have never been a tightrope walker, but I have always been on a run. I used to hide behind banks, the one that hid the ruined cities in my eyes and the bitter beauty of my lips. You tell me beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, but what if there are no more beholders left? Because you were my social insecurity, the one that put earphones in their ears as soon as I opened my mouth, the one that took my voice and told me not to make fun of myself by being annoying, because I'll only embarrass myself if I try to be myself. This is not a love story. All my life there have been helicopters circling the roof above my head and airdropping expectations like care packages on my doorstep. And I wonder how it must feel for you, now that you can finally see that I'm none of the romantic things you somehow thought that I would be. I can wear the pretty dresses and I can paint the pretty faces, but I'm always going to be picking at the mask they made for me, like dried up porcelain pieces glued in all the wrong places. None of these veils are ever changing, and all of these crowns are ever fading, and the phases of my restless heart are never less than waning, like the melting of our mother moon. The truth is, not even I can keep up with the sheer amount of shell casings on my floor, lying in a pool of midnight murder, because you're always wanting more. Harder, faster, better, stronger, more. Boxes of war on my doorstep. You take and you peel the paper off the wooden joist and apologize only for the mess it makes, but never for the way it breaks me. Down and down and down and down, and one day when they sweep the earth out of the corner of this room, there'll be nothing kept but silence and wood. There'll be nothing left but sorrow and you. We told each other secrets like little kids on tin-can telephones, wasting breath in the midnight hours, wasting time and sound waves on a conversation that can't be ours, because your heartstrings don't reach far enough to attach to the receiver on my end. Cardboard people in plastic rooms with cotton thoughts and a light bulb moon, velvet dresses, paper suits with porcelain faces and wooden shoes, mirrored legs with broken parts and metal lungs on rubber hearts. You were the only human thing I know in the world of carbon Romeos. On some days you'd swear to death we could be exceptional. This is not the last poem the world will speak to you, but this is my last poem to you. So listen, this is not a love story.